Hi, Ellie Rose here. I was in a group with Sydney, Anna, and Chloe for the wheelchair project. I personally have never been bound to a wheelchair. I've never had an injury that involved me needing a wheelchair as my main form of transportation. I've also never assisted anyone in a wheelchair. No one in my friend group or family has ever needed to be in a wheelchair. So I didn't know much about them, and I found what we learned very interesting. The most interesting thing I took from this project that I think will be very applicable in the life of a PTA once I do graduate and I work in a hospital or a nursing home or in the schools, wherever I work, would be that the armrests come off of the wheelchairs. And I never thought about that before. And then once we learned about transfers from a wheelchair to a bed, that made a lot of sense in that it's really helpful, honestly, especially when you use like a slide board or any other type of assistive device. And I also never knew about the caster wheels and how there can be modifications made as you do like certain slopes or inclines. And another really interesting thing was the measurements for the wheelchair. I always just assumed that if you needed a wheelchair, the doctors were like, here's a wheelchair, pick one. And it's nice to know that you get fitted and measured and there's inches added and subtracted and everything with your popliteal space. And it just makes a lot of sense learning that and how you would want your patient to be the most comfortable that they can be, especially if they're going to be bound to a wheelchair for the rest of their life. If they had a very serious injury, you wouldn't want to be uncomfortable all of that time. So that's really nice to know. I can use the feedback that we learned in future assignments. So a big thing was that we didn't hit key talking points. And I was the individual that put the video together for the project. Everyone sent me their videos. I did get the videos sent to me quite late. It was already around like 9:30, I think. Oh, I'm so sorry. Brief intermission. Motion sensor lights. I did get the videos sent to me kind of late, and then I had to add like text boxes and voiceovers. And so I think a thing that I learned personally from this is that if we do another project like this, everyone should add their voiceovers, text boxes, whatnot, then send it to the person that's creating the video, because that's a lot on one person. I also didn't have Wi-Fi or data where I was at, so I had to drive into town, sit at a Taco Bell for like a half an hour while my video uploaded, because it was saying it was going to take 4 hours to upload to YouTube, which was very stressful. And a character flaw I have that I will acknowledge willingly is that I am a very big procrastinator, and I do need to work on that. That's not a good thing. So with this, I also learned like I need to get things done more in a timely manner and really communicate better with the whole group, because we're not all in the same lab. And so it was kind of stressful, like figuring out times to do this, especially like Anna works in the mornings, I work second shift till 12 at night, Sydney is in softball at Owens, Chloe has a job. Like it was a lot going on. So yeah, we needed to focus, I think, more on communication and like how to get the project done as a group, and not more so letting one individual do a lot of it. And then how can I carry this over into the real world as a PTA once I graduate? The wheelchair going exits and entrances in elevators will be very helpful, especially doors if you work in like a hospital, because there's many doorways, and how to efficiently move people around with them being comfortable and being the most safe for the person you are helping. So that's what I will use as I go into the real world as a PTA.